Yo, 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 welcome back to another rap game of thrones. This your Akya bro, Zachariah Israel, aka DSTM. Hey man, hit that like, that notification bell, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. It's my new channel. Thanks for all the love. It's really appreciated. Let's get straight into it. Did Iceman put Drake's life in danger? Right? That's the question. I believe it did. We done seen this so many times, right? When the artists get into it with the labels, especially huge artists, that's really making the labels a lot of money, like Prince, Michael Jackson, just to name a couple, right? But when you making a lot of money and it's time for that deal to come towards an end, or it's time for you to step out and do your own thing, so to speak, here comes trouble. It happens every time. Before I jump more into that, I want to say, hey, I did listen to all the albums, and Drake is very talented. No, I'm not a big fan of what he rap about. I like music with more substance and something that's out there that's going to help the community, help the people, right? I'm more in favor for Kendrick because he woke to our condition as a people. He at least woke to who we are as a people, right? And on that damn album, he said it. He said, I'm an Israelite. Don't call me black no more. So he's woke to who we are, being a lost sheep of the house of Israel. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? But both of them are very, very talented individuals. I just want to say that. But yeah, I believe Drake got himself in a situation where when you start taking on the powers that be, it can get real ugly. People's lives can be on the line because you're dealing with money and you dealing with exposure, where the record label is trying to expose you from maybe some things that you have done or receipts they might have on you. They do believe in the humiliation rituals. They do try to get receipts on you to make you look bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you signed up for it. People don't understand the dark history and what really goes on in this industry. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is real. The Illuminati, all that stuff is real, man. The secret society. I know they play a lot with it, and it's starting to become kind of comical, but it really exists, man. The sacrifices that be going on, the rituals and things like that. So Drake is from the 6, right? I don't know what that is exactly, but he been throwing it up forever, and he put the 6s up. 3 6s, the actual 6 with the 3 fingers behind it, right? That's 3 6s. And we already know that's the mark of the beast. Okay, that's the number of man. So, he do that, and he been doing this, and you wonder why he just keep going number 1, and he have all these great songs, and well, not necessarily great songs, but he get that advertisement that he need. He get that big budget. He can get 400 million advance. He can, big crazy budgets, man. Right? So, yeah, I believe this is what's happening to him. Okay? Just like with MJ. This is it. He started exposing the record label. He called Tommy Mottola a devil.
Sony, being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah.
So we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set, just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But so the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Thank you. I love Unbreakable. You know. And Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm gonna say right now.
You just hear a lot, man, from Whitney Houston to like I said, Prince. Everything it get real spooky when it's time to, you know, renegotiate, or when it's time for a person to walk, man. Especially with their masters, and especially with you know, they rights and they publishings and everything like that. You know, so it's very unfortunate. I know that he's suing the label. I mean, good luck with that, right? Because you're talking about a label that got multi-billion dollar label. You know, the music industry is a multi-billion dollar industry. Okay, and you already know who own that. Okay, you already know the powers that be, that community that don't nobody like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So they over this stuff, man. And when you start coming after them, you know, they control the media, they control, you know, the radio, movies, Hollywood, entertainment, football, basketball, you name it, they over it. So you actually taking on them. Okay. And no, I never seen nobody win. Like I said, Michael Jackson, this is it. He was finna go do his tour, his last tour. Okay, he would have pretty much walked away with his ball. He would have walked away with his masters. He would have walked away owning half of Sony. And, you know, and next thing you know, boom, he's dead. If you go watch This Is It, you know, he looked healthy. He was still doing his moves, his dances and everything. And they said, you know, they got recorded of him saying that they trying to hurt him. You feel me? It's a recording of him saying that they trying to do something to him. So, but anyway, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, man, when you come after the labels. You know, Kanye tells us all the time, man, you know, the Diddy situation is so many different situations that you can bring up when things start becoming legal matters in court. You know, all of a sudden, boom, you wind up dead, or all of a sudden, boom, you wind up in prison. Okay. So, yes, I do believe Drake put his life in danger. Okay. He dropped these last albums trying to, come out the deal or whatever, reach his obligations on deals. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple. B's on the table. You got to be talking about billions now. They know this. They know if Drake walks, you gotta offer billions now. You know why? Because this is what he feel like he's worth. Make them pay. He was saying, hey, how he wanted to be free on Make Them Pay. You know, these are all subliminals of saying, hey man, I'm a slave in this. Okay, Prince said he was a slave. He had slave on his cheek. Okay, so yes, this stuff is real, man. Is when this happens, it becomes real. All right, it becomes real. So I believe he put his life in danger. I don't know what to say. I don't know how it's gonna play out. But at the end of the day, there's a Most High God that we need to serve. We got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, we got to. I'm gonna get a couple scripts and I'm gonna be up out of here. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 9, and it read, why is earth and ashes proud? So the earth and ashes, that's us, that's men. We are formed from dirt. That's what God made Adam out of, right? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. So a man that's covetous, man or woman that's covetous, that want everything or want what somebody else's have and want to just be on top of everything, right? Let me continue. For such an one setteth his own soul to sell. So yes, you can sell your own soul. You can be a sellout. Okay, a lot of people come in this game. They do anything for the fame and fortune, and they let these labels and let these execs and the powers that be do anything to them, do any ritual to them, humiliation ritual, be doing, sexual things, all kinds of just wicked things, right? Let me continue. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his own bowels. He casteth away his bowels. So he give up everything. He will give up anything, even his own bowels, right? Every little thing. You see why, these rappers and singers, they got crazy stories out on them of them doing all kinds of crazy things, because they'll do anything to be in this position, right? They'll do anything. So this is the price for fame and fortune. This is the price for the love of money. It's the root of all evil, right? So I'm going to be up out of here. I hope the brother repent. Wake up. We are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We are the Israelites. It's real, man. It's real what's going on, man. And don't fall into this situation, man. Okay? Because this back and forth stuff will lead to a picture on the rap Game of Thrones. All right? It will lead to a picture of the rap Game of Thrones. We don't want to keep hearing about this. We don't want to keep seeing our brothers and sisters fall in this entertainment world. Right? So repent, wake up, or you too will be a victim of the rap Game of Thrones. Peace.
Got smoke. Now everybody wanna act hard like they got juice in the world. XXX. We getting X'd out, losing our lives over pussy tail girls. 3 more died, more 3. Somebody tell me, do thugs really cry? It can get cold. Pretty nipsy when you hustle, then somebody will take your life. Kings die young. Take a look at what they just did to Vaughn. You know they gon' respond. It's like the Game of Thrones. If I pop you, then you pop me, then you know it's gon' be on. Domino effect. Killing each other over things real petty and silly. It seems like they would've learned a lesson when Pac got shot, but they still acting like it's no biggie, really. Too many brothers are dying, too many mothers are crying, way too many shots be flying. Repent and wait on Zion, New Jerusalem. I know we coming from the slum, other nations think we done.